everyone, this is Goosebumps Godzilla, and today I'm going to be talking about how Frosty the Snowman from the classic Christmas song and short TV special is actually a Goosebumps monster. So viewer beware, you're in for a scare. And let's get started. So, in the 51st Goosebumps book, I believe, Beware the Snowman, we are introduced to the main antagonist, who is sort of like a snowman. He's an evil-looking snowman with an ugly scowl on his face and everything, but it turns out inside of his body he's actually a evil monster, and he's just encased in this icy outside lair that he wants to escape from all throughout the book, and just for a long time. And so in the book, he does eventually escape from his icy lair, icy prison, and so he starts to attack the main protagonist and stuff like that. But then he is suddenly stopped by a whole army of magical snowmen. And so, yeah, I think that whole army of magical snowmen turns out to be Frosty. Not the whole thing combined, but just one of those snowmen have to be Frosty. And that's my whole theory for today. So I think those magical snowmen are Frosty. But anyway, there are a few problems to this theory, you might think. One of the first things is that the hat. So in Beware the Snowman, all the snowmen that are part of this army are described to look exactly the same. No hat, just a carrot, 3 of those coal things, I forgot what, yeah, just 3 pieces of coal, or buttons, they look like buttons, or something like that, and a red scarf. And one of the key things to Frosty the Snowman's origins is how he came to life, is that you need the magic hat that brought him to life. Because it's a magic hat that brought him to life. You know, it's really key to Frosty's origins. And the fact that these snowmen don't have the magic hat means that it's definitely not part of Frosty. And also the design's a little off since the snowman's got a carrot in his nose and stuff like that. But since children made Frosty in the short TV special, they could just change the design however they want. But first, before I go into the design problem, let me get into the hat problem. So as I said before, one of the key components to Frosty's origins is the magic hat, but is the magic hat really even magical? Because in the short film for Frosty the Snowman, basically the magician had the hat before it was put on top of Frosty's head, and it definitely was not magical then. It was an old hat, which means the magician probably had that for a long time. And the fact that he just realized the hat was magical is just a little strange. And this could be Frosty the Snowman tricking the kids. Because we can see the evil snowman in Beware the Snowman. He's honestly very intelligent. He tricks the main protagonist into doing the things that make him return back to his normal monster form. He's very smart, and maybe these snowmen are smart as well. So maybe he just tricked them with the hat or something like that. But I think most likely it isn't the hat that brought Frosty to life, if this theory is correct, but actually magic snow. Kind of like the magic snow we saw in The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. So, the magic snow in The Abominable Snowman Pasadena does all this magic things. I don't know exactly if it can bring snowmen to life, but if you throw a snowball at someone, they will instantly freeze. And just all this stuff, it's just truly magical snow. And I also believe that's how Frosty came to life, is because the children used magical snow. And while it never, and this also makes a ton of sense how that magical snow was used to make the snowmen in Beware the Snowman, because all the snowmen in Beware the Snowman were actually created due to magic, and it would make sense they were created with magic snow instead of the main protagonist's dad actually being a sorcerer and they just used the magic snow. And also in the book, it does say it takes place in the Arctic Circle. And Alaska, which is where the abominable snowman lives, is in the Arctic Circle. So it does make sense how they both have magical snow and all that stuff, and that's how the snowmen were brought to life, and that's how Frosty comes to life. But there's a problem to this as well, because how did magical snow get to where Frosty was? It never actually reveals, I don't think, where the movie or something takes place. But honestly, if I had my guess, it would take place near the Arctic Circle, because in the movie there was a train going to the North Pole or something like that. And so honestly, it would have to be, first off, somewhere she'll have to be somewhere near the North Pole, first off, and second off, she'd have to be connected to the North Pole. The North Pole itself is its own landmass, but he could actually be heading for the North Pole, Alaska, which is where the magical snow would be. Either way, because Alaska is part of the Arctic Circle, and this is pretty crazy. But yeah, I just solved pretty much of all the problems. But you may still say the design is a little off of Frosty. As I said before, the kids did design Frosty, so it would make sense how the design is a little different than Frosty. But if you also take a look at Goosebumps Horror Town, the design for the snowmen, there's actually hundreds of them. It's not just that one signature snowman that's actually a monster. There's multiple of them. They do have the familiar Frosty design. The only difference is that he has a carrot nose and not a button nose or something like that. So yeah, I just disproved, I think, all the problems to this theory, and let's see how this is for sure is Frosty's one of those 100 snowmen, because so far I've only proved that Frosty came to life due to snow created by the abominable snow, that's magical, that's in the Arctic Circle region, and has the same pretty much origins as all the other snowmen in Beware the Snowman. But, the personality to one of the snowmen in the book does sort of make sense. So, in the short movie Frosty the Snowman, Frosty's kind of sensitive to the weather. I can't remember, I haven't seen it in like a year. Hopefully I'm gonna watch it this year or so. But anyway, Frosty seems to be very sensitive to the weather. He's already talking about warm things and how he's afraid he'll melt in this area, and this area honestly looks very, very cold. I mean, there's snow everywhere, and it's very, very snowy. Snowier than I live, for sure. It barely ever snows where I live. But anyway, so he's complaining about being warm when it's cold out in that area. And while this may just be not even connected to that, but in the end of Beware the Snowman, the twist ending is that one of the hundreds of snowmen steps out and says that he's cold. And it's kind of weird that snowmen are cold. And I guess that was part of the joke in the end of the book. But that could be Frosty up there, because he is sensitive to the weather. That could just be circumstantial evidence, but that's just me. And also, as I said before, the location. They're both, magic snow is in the Arctic Circle and all that stuff. But anyway, what do you guys think about this theory? Do you think this theory could be accurate? Do you think Frosty the Snowman is a Goosebumps monsters in the Goosebumps universe, and is one of the snowmen brought up in Canada, not Canada, but in the Arctic Circle, who fought against the evil monster in Beware the Snowman? But But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments section below. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas this year. And that is the end of my video.